Yo, man, what do you do? It's boy CJ. I'm back in the video, as you see. Look, so today we got how the Mr. was killed by his own cousin. It's crazy. You want to kill your own cousin. It's crazy. The video started off crazy, just by the title.
There has been a crazy indictment that has just come out in Chicago, and it seems, okay, that some of the most notorious unsolved murders in Chicago drill history from years ago are finally actually getting solved, and this paperwork is basically saying some of the big names in the scene that you might have heard of that passed away or, you know, were doing their thing in the streets. They might be wrapped up in this case, and it is actually crazy because it relates to Lil Durk's cousin that passed away. It relates to an infamous murder that a lot of people have tried to put on King Von, but it actually seems to turn out he wasn't the one responsible, okay? And it all has connections to Durk's cousin Newski, okay, aka OTF Nunu, okay? He would have been 33 years old in the last week. Obviously, he passed away quite some time ago. But the federal authorities have come down on a gang known as Face World 079, one of Chicago's most dangerous sets, and they also call themselves Newski Gang in honor of OTF Newski, Lil Durk's cousin. But it turns out the people involved in the hit may or may not, it might have been a little bit different to what you would have thought, okay? It's very, very interesting. So this group has basically been implicated in the murders of at least 13 people, and this is even more crazy, including the 2019 killing of Chicago drill legend Lil Mister, who is also Lil Durk's other cousin. So two of Durk's cousins, hang on a second, why isn't this working? Two of Durk's cousins, okay, that lost their lives are in this indictment that's just been handed down, and it is crazy, okay? This is Lil Mister. He passed away in 2019. Real name Antoine Fields, was an IGD, Insane GD affiliated rapper from the Wooga World set, very close to P. Rico and Lil Jojo, also the cousin of Lil Durk, despite him being a member of Lamron, a set that beefed with Wooga World. And this is where Lil Durk's song Cousins, with Lil Zay Osama, famously said in that song, F my cousin. This is what it's all about. He's got cousins he didn't care about. And there was a rumor that King Von was the person responsible for killing his cousin Durk, which is actually crazy when you think about it. But anyway, we're going to take a closer look at the violent history of the Face World 079 gang, aka Newski Gang, and this new indictment and this paperwork that's been handed down that basically seems to just change everything when it comes to who actually did what in the streets of Chicago way back in like 2019 times.
Eric. Judy and Ravi, prosecutors say those defendants for years used threats, intimidation, and outright violence to silence witnesses and maintain the gang's power. This indictment lists more than a dozen murders and a slew of other crimes, including a mass shooting outside a funeral home.
Hey guys, can you believe that Amazon made billions of dollars and only paid
The July 2020 shooting sent people running for cover. At least 15 people wounded when gunmen inside a black Chevy Malibu opened fire on a crowd gathered for a funeral near 79th and Carpenter.
They want to shoot at the crowd. Now what if you hit the person you ain't even trying to hit? Then what? Hi.
I remember being out there after it happened.
So these funeral shootings in Chicago, this is like a normal thing in the streets of Chicago. We saw the funeral of Dusky the Man being shot up. A lot of people feel like O-Block might have been responsible for that. King Von rapped about it extensively. But that's nothing new. And this was another infamous incident where somebody was basically, you know, caught up in the streets, lost their lives, and then they slid and shot up the funeral. And a lot of people got hurt at this funeral shooting. And now I'm going to show you later in the video that there's Instagram comments of people basically taking responsibility for that hit.
And seeing casings all over the street and the sidewalk. And he said, this is like a war zone.
Father Michael Flager offered a $15,000 reward after the shooting. Now, some 5.5 years later, alleged members of a Southside gang facing federal charges related to that shooting and a string of others.
If there's not consequences, there's no reason to feel like you're going to get caught, then people continue to do it.
A federal grand jury indicting 6 alleged members and associates of the Face World Street Gang on racketeering, conspiracy, and other charges. Prosecutors say for years they committed murder, attempted murder, assault, and other acts of violence against anyone perceived to pose a threat against the Face World enterprise, which engaged in drug trafficking and carjackings.
Look, it's right in the sweet spot of what the U.S. Attorney's Office does. It's a classic RICO gang conspiracy. They've done them for years, and this fits right in the mold.
Prosecutors say the 2020 funeral shooting was in retaliation for the death of a Face World member. The indictment also charges one of the defendants with the 2019 murders of 18-year-old Brittany Rice and 19-year-old Zenobia Bratley. A man was also wounded in that shooting.
It's a long-running criminal gang with a lot of murders to their name, and you can tell that by the charges.
All 6 defendants are in federal custody. If convicted, they could face life in prison, and 3 of those defendants could face the death penalty. Live in the newsroom, Eric Hong, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay.
So it is very serious, okay? It's serious charges. The funeral shooting, they're saying a lot of innocent people got caught up in the crossfire, okay? People saying this may be the first time these guys are being held accountable. It's been years, okay? It's been years since these events went down, but it does go to show that the authorities, even in Chicago, okay, do eventually get involved. People are saying, glad the feds are cleaning up the mess that the Chicago Police Department can't fix. Okay, they see the federal government needs to continue making Chicago communities safe for all the people to enjoy, removing the violent criminals. Some people want the death penalty. It's actually
but you can't even remove it. I saw something about gang members. Criminal gang members and murderers. But you can't even remove all of them, bro. Because at the end of the day, anybody can turn into a murderer. Anybody can jump in the gang. So it's like, and then in Chicago, it's so many gangs. Like GDK, you got GD, then you got Newski World, Bobo World, Get That Gang, O Block. You feel me? That's just 6 right there. Like, we ain't even talking about gangs and hundreds, like Toss Gang, whoever else they beef with, feel me? So it's just like, but it's too many gangs. And then, from what I be in Chicago police, like, not even all that, you feel me? So, that being said, Chicago police really don't even care for it. And there's too many gangs to even wrap up at one time. And I'm pretty sure they still already overpopulated. Like, they pretty already overpopulated.
okay, so I'm going to rewind all the way back to 2013, okay? In a 2013 Zach TV interview, and rest in peace to Zach TV, as well as OTF Nunu or Newski, he would basically be interviewed by Zach and claim that the Dog Pound set is the gang that he claimed between 72nd and 74th Street from Green to Halstead. He would claim that that was his stomping grounds, okay?
So what's good? What's good, Lulu? What's good, man?
What? That's not my audio, by the way. It's their audio. But that's his audio.
But also, it turns out that Newski was actually... But look, he was having some motion, alright? And he would basically explain, you know, where he was from, his block. But also, it turns out that Newski was actually originally from 79th Street, an area identified as Space World 079 territory, and that's obviously the crew that he wrapped up in this indictment. Look at this.
I'm in the property. Looking good.
Yeah, bro. See that story for that's the heart. That's the heart of this shit for that's all that block for. That's the main like that's what everything started at for, like everything. Newski, all the guys that died for Dewey for. Everybody know that block.
Right. Newski is from over there, Dirt Hood.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, man. Newski from over here and shit, man. No. But like.
So it was claimed that Newski was actually from 079 Face World, but following Newski's death, Face World 079 would adopt the name Newski Gang in his honor, basically to say, we're repping for Newski, we're sliding for Newski.
So since y'all go by a Newski Gang, obviously you knew Newski.
Oh yeah, I'm a big bro.
Was he like a part of Face World, or was he from somewhere else?
Shit, folks from 80s Stewart, shit, like, you will without him. So shit, yeah, folks, you know?
He had ties to Dog Pound too, right? Yeah, because that's where Zach shot his interview with him.
Yeah, folks got people, you know how that shit is, man. Folks got tied, mob tied.
Right.
So, Newski was basically super tied in with the Face World set, okay? It was very important.
But he wasn't even super tied in with Face World. He was just cool with a lot of people. So like he said he was with whatever. So basically saying, like, he wasn't even in no gang, you feel me? He wasn't even in no gang. He just was cool with a lot of different gangs, you feel me? So, and you can't even do nothing about that. Because, like he said, he was tied in. So it's like, it's like, well, I got people in Face World. I got people in I got people in O Block. I got people in Lamron. You feel me?
Them, they wanted to show love and basically slide for Newski, avenge Newski, okay? Now, several prominent rappers would later emerge from Face World 079, including, okay, one of now allegedly to be one of the most fearsome street figures in this whole thing, Newski Gang's Dewey 4, okay? And I've been catching up with a lot of his music recently since this indictment dropped, okay? I don't want to get in too much trouble, but at the same time, none of his music's on Spotify, okay? He has got some serious bangers. This is Murder Talk, okay? He's got 1.7 million views. I think this is his top song. He is having a lot of motion, right? But it's weird. It's one of these ones where I'm noticing a lot of these street rappers, man. The guys that are really deep in the streets like that, they don't be known about distribution. They don't be putting their songs on Spotify. It's just a straight YouTube video with 1,000 guns in it and no Spotify. Right? I would have put this one on my playlist, okay? And some of these lyrics are crazy. People saying they were here before the indictment. They said, double back, we finna shoot at the ambulance. What the hell? Shooting at the ambulance is insane. People said, I'll kill the innocent and Bronan will bury me. It's different when you learn how he died. And apparently a lot of innocent people were actually... you know, hurt in these situations. Now, shout out to 1090 Jake, he's done a video on it. People are saying that, you know, this video was released after he died, and they basically, his homies took some footage and they got a cut out of him and they finished the music video on his behalf. Okay, because this dropped in 2021, and I believe he passed away shortly before that. But, okay, there's another person who was repping for the Newski Gang, Newski Gang Disco, or it's spelled DSCO, but he was another prominent Newski Gang operator out here in these streets, and he had the song Hurt Again, not quite having as much motion as Dewey 4, but you know, he was out here doing his thing too, getting some success in the rap game. People saying he was hard, having potential, you know, and it's basically, there's a few different people that have been involved in this set over the years that have really tried to put the sort of neighborhood on their back with music. But Newski Gang Disco would later speak publicly about Newski Gang's relationship with Lil Durk. After Newski's death, he would open up in an interview about this.
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you. I got a...
You and Dewey were the main ones repping out to Newski Gang, carrying Newski name and shit. But it's like, to where everybody know, that's Dirk cousins. So it's like, even though they see Dirk talking about Newski, it's like, these are Newski's people. And if you're going to be, of course, your cousin, you're going to do what you do, but you should look out for them too, because they the ones really holding it down, and we didn't even know there's other people that knew him, other than you.
Oh, fuck up.
So it's like, to hear, and I'm pretty sure you probably get that some fans too. The fans be telling you that Dirk needs to put y'all on because y'all carrying his cousin name harder than him.
Yeah, I've been hearing that shit, but I ain't gonna lie, man. Folks be happy, he got niggas around that know Newski. Leave them niggas around, folks don't know Newski, and they been around each other for 10 years, so like the niggas he have around for. Like by niggas like Twin, Book, and all the niggas be had around. But them niggas know Newski, man. So it's like he got his people around him. Like people that like all folks, people you can't take everybody. So it's like I don't know how to speak on that, gang. Like as far as my people, like on my side of town, they like that fuck with folks and like got that relationship with folks. Like I don't know why folks ain't reached to our side, or I don't know how to say it, but like I don't look at it that way because I don't care. I be trying to do my own shit.
So they had their own close relationship with Newski. They were putting on for him and keeping his name alive. People would question, you know, does Lil Durk owe this crew? Dirk's got his own people around him.
But Lil Durk, I ain't gonna cap. Lil Durk don't owe him nothing. And the only reason why I say that is because, bro, y'all, I didn't tell y'all to do this. Y'all took the initiative to do it on y'all own, you feel me? And just cause you, but but only thing, me keeping his name a lot, but like, bro, I got him on my chain, bro. I got him on my chain. That's really all that matters for real, honestly. Cause even if I am keeping his name alive, for keeping his name alive, I'm not gonna do nothing. That's the social media gonna keep his name alive. If that's the case. Social media gonna keep his name alive. So at the end of the day, y'all, he don't owe y'all nothing.
Also falling out with a lot of the people from where he's from, so it is very complicated. But really, a Newski Gang was keeping Newski's name alive. And basically, this set, Face World 079, they actually went on to share a lot of the same enemies as OTF and O Block. but actually for different reasons. Now, one of their primary rivals was another set that's maybe lesser known if you're a casual drill fan, but it's Wooga World, okay? And this is a set they were initially cool with. This is kind of a cursed image that's been going around on Chiracology, and this is 6 years ago that this was even posted. So people been knowing what's going on with these guys. But it says this was Lil Mr. calling with Face World 079, and this is the set that most likely killed him. This picture was from 2012. Okay, people saying basically Face World 079 and Wooga World Brick Squad were cool until early 2013. People saying, does anyone know what caused them to fall out? I don't know if Juju from Face World was the first body drop between them in 2014. It's been a bloody war since then. People saying maybe related to Face World 069 killing J Loud in late 2012. A lot of people saying that's what caused the friction between them. People saying so J Loud was with the BOC when he got killed. And this is a quote, it says, just got word Face World dudes killed J Loud. Alright? So my homie leg J Loud spent his last hours with Rock to the Block, R.I.P. So people saying that it's telling. I don't know. It's quite hard to decipher what's going on in that tweet. But they're saying, I wonder if Lil Mr. and Nunu were cool since they're cousins. Does anyone know if it was Face World that robbed Mr. by gunpoint and told him to strip in that video that was circulating years ago? So there's been a lot of friction between these groups over the years. Now, interestingly, Lil Durk's cousin Lil Mr.
What? Face World that robbed Mr. by gunpoint and told him to strip. What?
Ironically, emerged as Wooga World's earliest prominent rapper with his track No Lacking. Alright? Hang on a minute. Let's not do that. Let's not do all that. You know, basically, he was having some motion. This track, No Lacking with P. Rico, was a big Chicago drill song. All the way back in 2012, this got 10 million views, okay? People saying, who here after his killer got arrested? Long live Lil Mister. And that was just one day ago, man. And, you know, people saying R.I.P. Lil Mister with Lil Jojo. People saying, who's here after 1090 Jake? Shout out to Jake with his amazing reporting on this, man. That's my guy. But another famous rapper associated with Wooga World, and this is probably one of the most famous people from over there, is Rico Reckless, okay? Legendary rapper. He's kind of, you know, managed to survive.
When you touched on this already, that was like the year that Chicago changed. Yeah. Chief Keef dropped I Don't Like, and then, you know, drill music essentially became... You know,
I ain't gonna cap Tiki, what I don't like. Oh my gosh, well he turned. I ain't gonna cap. I'm not even from Chicago. He had Birmingham turned. I promise you. On like a snitch. Nah, that's that I don't like. Man.
A worldwide phenomenon at that point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, all the other artists started to follow after that. You know, the same year, and like you said, you know, Lil Jojo drops BDK. And has that ever really been said on record like that before?
Never, ever. He did it. You got to, then it looked crazy because these niggas is outside with guns bigger than them, jumping around. You know what I'm saying? These niggas claimed it. Going so now to his set of people that like him and don't like Chief Keef, they oh shit, we BDK, we with them, we doing this. That shit turned it up. Nobody's never did that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I don't know what happened to JoJo or whatever, but you see how fast he died. That's not nothing to play with. His own niggas probably could have set that up. You never know because you got niggas that's like oh shit, he finna make us beef between each other. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, his mark was left so strong already by him being dead. Now the millions of people that watch this shit that's fans of him, like, fuck that, they killed JoJo, I'm JoJo World. They ass could be from Nebraska. They could be.
So this BDK movement that Lil Jojo started was very significant. You know, he was pushing BDK. All the disrespect that the BDs put out to the other people, we're not from 63rd, they're smoking Tuka, all of this disrespect that they sent out the other way. Lil Jojo was really one of, if not the most famous person on the Gangster Disciple side of the war, especially in 2012 when Chicago drill was kind of first taken off. And he really made it cool to be BDK, and he made it cool to be a Gangster Disciple at a time when, you know, that wasn't necessarily the crew coming out of Chicago that was getting the most respect. Now, interestingly, okay, on Christmas Day 2012, that's when Joshua Davis, also known as J Loud, was allegedly shot and killed by members of Face World 079. And reports actually came out at the time that when he lost his life, he was actually wearing a Lil Jojo shirt.
18-year-old Joshua Davis was shot and killed after a confrontation with several men at 11:30 last night. Family members say that Davis was on his way to a friend's house when he was shot at 69th and Damon Avenue.
It was my little brother. That was like the other half of my heart, man. And he gone now.
Kids killing kids.
mothers burying their kids.
Facts.
How is this humanly possible that we, as people, cannot get these teenagers under control?
Ain't gonna cap. I'm sorry. I know this is a sad video, but you gotta do something about them lips, bro. I swear you do. You gotta do something about them lips, bro. That ain't cool.
Bro, I don't get it.
Slow down, honey. Too fast, Trevor, too fast.
I know what I'm doing, Mom.
And you drive.
The Davis family says that Joshua completed high school. He had plans to become a rap music artist and was only 2 weeks away from traveling to New Orleans to fulfill that dream. Chicago police say there are no suspects in custody in connection with that shooting. Live at Area South Police Headquarters, Joni Lum, Fox 32 News.
So that is crazy, really, to think that he actually died wearing a little JoJo shirt. And they're saying, you know, he died honoring his homie. He was a true friend. However, okay, there's posts on Twitter from this period that suggested that he was killed from hanging around individuals connected to Facelaw's rivals. I already showed you this tweet briefly earlier, but now it's starting to make a little bit more sense, right? This is going around saying who he spent his last hours with, okay? And then later in 2017, during an interview with Zach TV, Lil Mister would address out-of-town rappers dissing Lil Jojo and disrespecting him, hopping on board with the GD-BD beef, not really knowing what they were talking about.
With the niggas in New York, man, some really rap shit, cause it's like if a motherfucker say something, I seen your interview because they got me an understanding of where the shit came from. So I see the interview, I get that. He tried to take the JoJo part out. You feel me?
Right.
He tried to back it up because he knows Shorty the truth.
Right.
He take the JoJo part out. You could have said anything, you know what I'm saying? You knew that was gonna blow the song up. That's the whole moral of why he did it. And by me being a stand-up nigga for my homie, I got his hands. So when I'm in the county punching niggas, you see King JoJo on my hands.
Whoa.
You see King JoJo on my hands.
Damn.
You feel me? So shit like that, I can't be tolerating shit like that. Like, he ain't here to defend himself. So as a friend, as a brother, that's what motherfuckers do, shit like that. I'm not gonna let nobody talk shit. I don't care if it's a bar, keep his name out that bar. You could have said a better bar. Okay. Salute to New York, you feel me? And all the other goofy ass niggas that's up in there, man. You niggas posting up pictures with dog filters. I would never make a diss song against niggas.
So look, he's basically saying that everybody that had something to say about you know, JoJo and the GDs, anybody from the BDK movement, from New York, from wider America, they need to just keep their nose out of the Chicago business. That's what he said, okay? And basically, at the same time, he actually would seem to claim, all right, that he was still in contact with Lil Durk, and they were tapped in, and there was a time when they were cool. This is before the, you know, the song F My Cousin and all that stuff. There was a time when they were still cool.
Well, you too, though. You know what I'm saying? We'll do this shit all like all the interviews and shit. You know, everybody know who my people is. Like, you want to be, and then the thing I was saying, you want to be like my cousin. You know what I'm saying? You want to be like Dirt and all this shit. You feel I call blood. You feel
Whoa.
Huh?
You said that's your cousin?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
Because up. Shit real.
Whoa, hold on, bro.
Bad.
Oh, shit.
But I asked myself.
I'm saying, wait a minute, Dirk's your cousin? What the hell? It's facts.
I said, what's up, blood? I said, what's up? He say, shit, brother, what you on? I say, shit, man. These niggas in New York squeaking. They trying to make motherfuckers interviews, dissing me and shit. Dirt say, man, niggas do anything, man. Come on, I say Dirt. Man, he said he the New York Dirt. He said niggas do anything, man. If you don't turn your goofy down. Niggas not on that Dirt, not on that JoJo shit. All that little JoJo shit. Me and Blood, that shit deceased, all that little JoJo. Everything gonna be what it is, but that shit ain't no disrespect to Shorty. You feel me? A lot behind that. It's a lot behind that shit. So for y'all.
So he's saying, look, ain't no disrespecting going on. There's a lot behind that. You can't play with him, right? It doesn't matter what the connections are. And unfortunately, it wasn't too long after this, okay, within a couple of years of this interview, Lil Mister would actually be killed, okay? And early speculation actually pointed to O Block or 600 as the possible suspects, all right? There was rumors that King Von was responsible for this for years, and I didn't push that King Von was responsible. Like when I did my documentary, this isn't somebody that I put on King Von as a confirmed body, but there were plenty of speculations, and the murder was covered by Street News TV on YouTube.
Man, I tell you, be turned to
March
Chicago,
15,
boys, turned to
2019, Lil Mister was walking down 74th and Harvard, only a block away from Wiggle World's main block, when a dark colored car pulled up in.
Sweet.
Swear to God, it's gonna be a takeoff, bro. Niggas did that, but it's cool though. On my soul, it's cool though. It's gonna be one. I swear to God, y'all gonna see, man. Y'all definitely gonna see niggas as hoes. R.I.P. my cousin. This is what my dad. Well, my cousin, and I'm going to get my boy named Tight, man.
After Lil Mister was hit, there was a lot of speculation about who done it. Well, Nemo 600 and Lil Mister were having problems right before Lil Mister ended up being taken out. So everybody thought that Mimo 600 done it. Like right before Mr. was hit, he was actually chasing Mimo 600. And Mimo 600 had actually saw him before that and chased him.
You tough as hell. I made you run. I still check your...
Hey, there's so many blicks out here right now. These bitches stay out here. All you had to do was let the window down, crack the window down, and throw up the tray. And that bitch was gonna get through that.
Where your price was yesterday? And I came out right now. And I came out right now.
Pull up right now. I'm out here. I'm gonna be out here till about like 4 in the morning. I'm out here all day. I'm sure any cop pull up, I'm putting that bitch down. Little mister, check it out.
Ran from Little Mister. Hell yeah, I ran. They was 4 deep in the car. I ain't trying to run on Little Stick.
So look, they're saying they've gone back
How
and
you
forth,
don't try to
Mr. was
run?
chasing fools down. There's a whole lot going on. Okay, but unfortunately...
No! Chad. Oh, now I gotta redo all this, bro.
But
are you drowning in payday loan debt?
But
Have you taken
how
out
you don't
multiple
try to
payday
run?
loans and are
That's
unable to
crazy.
pay them back?
unfortunately, there was a lot of really messed up stuff that happened after this. Okay, in the fall, unfortunately,
Listen to what he said.
I ain't trying to run on Little Stick.
He ain't trying to run.
So look, they're saying they've gone back and there was, alright, 15 people would be, Google World would end up being killed by FaceWorld 079, and then his funeral would be shot up and 15 people would be hit. This is Donnie Wooga World, killed in July 2020 by FaceWorld 079. His funeral was shot up, 15 people were shot by FaceWorld 079, okay? And people saying it's crazy, okay? And apparently Tay Savage, not Tay Savage that I linked up with, a different TAE Savage, Tay from FaceWorld, he would apparently admit in an Instagram comment that him and Dewey 4 were the guys from FaceWorld that shot up Donnie's funeral. Okay, this is basically Boss Reese 075 said, I think it was just him, this would hit hard as F. Tay Sav would basically respond, gang, then we had your ass running at that funeral, you fell on your face, on my son, stop tweaking, on your son is crazy. And then this is the paperwork, it says, on or about July the 21st, 2020, Conspirator 9 drove defendant Dante Harper, okay, Tay, Keyshawn Woodlow, and Conspirator 3 when Dante Harper and Conspirator 3 shot at multiple funeral goers at Donald Weathersby's funeral, many of whom were wounded. Co-Conspirator 3 planned this shooting as retaliation for the death of FaceWorld Enterprise member, and all of the men in the car together planned to shoot up that funeral, right? And this is footage from the scene, which thankfully is blurred. People saying it still blows my mind the amount of dudes that publicize their crimes, like this can't get them booked, alright? Basically, yeah. It's very, very sad, alright? It's very, very sad. So after this, okay, like, we're getting to 2021, and then this is a crazy connection from another video that I've covered, okay? Newski Gang, Dewey 4, and Spook from FaceWorld 079 ended up getting backdoored by 800 Fats and 800 Twan immediately after a string of robberies, alright? And this was a crazy incident because these guys were all sliming each other out, 800 members having issues with Newski Gang members, and it all just went left.
A crime spree spanning multiple scenes that Cook County Circuit Court Judge Charles Beach said today was like something out of a movie. 19-year-old Antoine Montgomery and 20-year-old DeAndre Jennings are charged with first-degree and attempted murder and armed robbery. Chicago police say the pair shot 2 armored car guards, one of them 47-year-old LaShonda Hartz, and then allegedly killed their own accomplices a short time later. In court this afternoon, the state's attorney said Jennings and Montgomery met that morning around 9 o'clock at a home in the 8700 block of South Saginaw to plot, saying they, quote, had a lick lined up to hit an ATM and would get a lot of cash. Around 10:30, the pair headed to the Bank of America at 250 West 83rd Street and saw a Garda armored truck pull in. LaShonda Hartz and 2 male co-workers, ages 46 and 51, got out, emptying ATM containers and refilling them with between $50,000 to $80,000. Police say Antoine Montgomery jumped out and tried to grab that container, and a struggle ensued. Montgomery, Jennings, and a third offender got out of a stolen Lincoln Town car and began firing at the guards. Hartz was shot 3 times and later died.
Why would you shoot? Why the other dude occupied? Why the police occupied on the other dude? I would have jumped out, ran through blick somewhere. I knew it was gonna be on me. Gone. I'm beating feet. I'm telling you.
University of Chicago Medical Center. The male guard was shot once in the stomach and was taken to the hospital in critical condition, but was later released. The encounter was caught on bank surveillance video, capturing the masked offenders and what they were wearing. About a half hour later, police say Jennings and Montgomery were seen on surveillance video entering a strip mall in the 6700 block of South Stony Island and robbing a Boost mobile store, getting away with a bag of cell phones. Court documents show that before 11:30, the men met back up with their accomplices, 21-year-old Naquan Harper and 27-year-old George Holmes. A witness back in the 8700 block of South Saginaw, where the offenders began plotting their crime spree that morning, heard gunshots and then saw an Infiniti SUV crash into a tree. Police say Montgomery and Jennings then ran into a home. A SWAT team was called in and arrested the two. Investigators found stolen cell phones in the Infiniti from that Boost mobile store. In the home, they recovered 5 guns and clothing, shoes, and a mask, matching what witnesses say the men were wearing at the ATM shooting. Those items testing positive for gunshot residue, and one of the guns matching shell casings found at the bank scene.
But look, this was an absolute mess, all right? And it ended up resulting in Dewey 4 and Spook from Face World going out sad, man. It's really, really sad. But now we get to December 2025, okay, and it's all coming together. It's all coming full circle. And this is when the federal indictment dropped and revealed that Newski Gang Dewey 4 was allegedly involved in that 2019 murder of Lil Durk's cousin, Lil Mister. And online sources would basically claim that Dewey 4 is cousins to both Lil Durk and Lil Mister, and that they were all cousins, and that Durk's cousins killed each other. Not only did Durk's cousins kill each other, but
you got cousins shooting at each other, killing each other, actually. Like, I don't know what's going on out there in Chicago, but I gotta fix that, bro.
Dewey 4 was sliding on Durk's other cousin in the name of Newski.
Like, bro.
Which is Durk's other cousin. So you slided on your cousin for your other cousin's cut. Like, this is just, it's so twisted, right? This is Dewey 4 from Face World 079, who is Durk's cousin, claims Newski Gang in honor of Newski from Face World 079 OTF, who's also Durk's cousin, and killed Lil Mister, Wooga World, who is also Durk's cousin. The trenches are a really crazy place to go.
Bro, so that mean, check this out. That mean everybody that was just shooting at each other that he was just talking about are cousins. That's crazy. That's so crazy.
Right, alright. And so now it's like, now you're understanding why Lil Durk dropping a song called F My Cousin. It says, so Durk's cousin, who's from the same set as Durk's cousin, killed Durk's cousin, who then got killed by his own cousin.
You feel
Ain't
me?
no way Fats was Dewey cousin. That's crazy. Apparently Fats was Dewey cousin as well. Fats and Durk are kin. Chirac is so huge, but also so small. It's like how Dutchy and Duke are cousins. It's insane. Okay, it's effed up. Even Dewey was in the When We Shoot music video. Damn, ain't no good. What was it? Hey, you can't run when we shoot. That one's a banger. Alright, shake my head just to get killed by his own cousin, Lil Fat. Shit crazy. The battle of the cousins. That's why Durk's making these songs talking about F My Cousin.
You feel me?
It's crazy, right? And Lil Durk would actually rap about Lil Mister. Okay, he would rap about it in the unreleased track Take Drugs. Okay, the lyrics of this track have been going around. Right, it says, and I ride for the street dudes before my blood cousin, and he was a op, but he and mother effer got birthed together. We was going to doctors, broken cribs together. We was stealing copper. I should have known you was a cop when we was playing cops and robbers. For example, you told my mama I robbed the barber, had him red-handed, but I hope they dropped the charges. Right? So this is just all so crazy, and there's just a whole bunch of just like history that's now come out since this indictment and this paperwork has dropped. And people are now saying that based on this paperwork, okay, they're saying people said we was in a hat inflation, but Dewey 4's really been linked to 10 murders in the Face World 079 RICO case, okay? People saying still a hatflation, right? Anybody with this many hats or murders is either dead or in jail already, okay? Apparently there's a whole bunch of hits that he was involved in that have now surfaced. They're saying Dewey clapped 2 innocent females, killed D Rose and Donnie from Wooga World, not to mention he shot up Donnie's funeral, and drove for 3 hits where dudes died, including his cousin. He had to go. Okay, he does look a bit like TK, I'm not gonna lie. But and they're saying there's other members of the set that have been linked to a ridiculous amount of murders too. They're saying everyone talking about Dewey, but Flut from Face World was implicated in 9 murders in the indictment. So look, this stuff's crazy, man. I feel like Chicago, there's a lot of old historic crimes that are now.
Man, bro, look, tell you that. How would y'all feel if, like, I think it was like 3, 4. Okay, how would y'all feel if 4 of y'all cousins was into it? Like how Lil Durk cousin was. How would y'all feel if they was into it like that? Like, I want to know. I honestly do. Cause I ain't gonna cap. I would've tried to have to sit down with my cousins. Like, bro, y'all cousins. What y'all want to kill each other for? You feel me? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. Cause like, the simple fact that you want to kill a person that you kinda grew up with, and then not even just that, but your auntie, your mama, my auntie. You feel me? Your mama, my auntie. So just imagine how, like, we family, bro. We family. Family's supposed to stick together anyways. So why would you want to kill me? You feel me? Like, it get deep. Ain't okay. It get deep about that. But, man, without further ado, man, it's your boy CJ Clxtch, bro. I'm gone. Dang.